What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Humphrey here. In today's video, we're going to talk about dropshipping, what that is versus starting your own brand, and what are the pros and cons of each. I'm going to go into detail about both types of businesses, and I've done both of them personally myself and spent countless hours and a lot of money in both of them, and I can tell you from experience which one is better in my opinion and which one is worse. Can you guess which one it is? Before we move on, I just want to quickly say that I'm starting to post every Tuesday and Friday now, so you can come to expect those videos from me on my channel every Tuesday and Friday moving forward. The other thing is that I have Mandy Moore here, and she wants you to hit the like button. And really, guys, this is pretty funny. Not Mandy Moore, but hitting the like button is actually something that helps the YouTube algorithm and helps me get a little bit more exposure. So it's really kind of one button that you have to click. It looks like that, and you just have to click it right below. I know that it seems silly to ask for the like button to be hit, but apparently it does wonders for the algorithm. So if you could please press the like button, I would really appreciate that. So I just also want to add the reason why I'm qualified to talk about dropshipping versus starting your own brand is I've done both. I've started my own brand and we've generated over $1.7 to $1.8 million in sales since I started it and sold it. And then also I've lost quite a bit of money trying dropshipping out, and I can tell you from experience what the pros and cons of each business are. Thank you. Let's get on with the video. So, dropshipping. What is dropshipping? Basically, it's a business model where you're going to basically ship the products directly from the supplier in China to your end customer. That's what's called dropshipping, and it's called dropshipping because technically you don't even have to touch the product. It's being drop shipped from the supplier to your customer. In practice, this sounds pretty cool, right? Like you're not touching the product at all. All you have to do is focus on, sales and marketing. And as long as the product is good, then the customer should be happy, right? Well, let's talk about some of the pros first of dropshipping, and then let's get into the cons, because I do think that the cons do outweigh the pros. However, I will say that there are some people that are really successful with dropshipping, and they're probably doing it the right way. And I'll explain to you what the right versus what I think is not the right way is. So the pros, first of all, dropshipping has a really low startup cost. If you want to get into starting your own business, you don't have to spend that much money to get a dropshipping store off the ground. I would say most of the time you're spending less than $1,000 to get a Shopify store up, because it's mostly done on Shopify. Then you're just going to spend the rest of the money on marketing and testing that product and validating if that product is worth selling online. You can even generate cash flow immediately with less than $1,000. So I do think that one of the pros is a low startup cost. As I said earlier, it's an easy way to test markets, figure out if the product is good, if it's going to sell well online. And a lot of dropshippers will use that model as a breeding ground to start or kickstart their own brand in the future. The last pro of dropshipping is that you learn a lot of business experience really quickly. It's because you're operating your own business at a really small scale, so you get to touch different touch points like sales and marketing, the administrative part of it, the legal part of it, and also you get to learn about the supply chain and how that works. So I think that's a pretty cool thing about dropshipping in general. Now let's talk about the cons of dropshipping. First of all, it's slightly frowned upon because of the business model. I mean, you're directly shipping stuff from your supplier to your customer and you're never even seeing the product in the first place. Second of all, the shipping time takes forever, especially if you're dropshipping from China. It could take a customer 20 business days or basically a calendar month until they get their item, which, as you know, is not a great experience. If you ordered something on Amazon, you expect it to be there within 2 to 5 days. With a dropshipping website, let me tell you, it'll take you a long time to get your product. Number 3, a dropshipping website, you typically can't sell a dropshipping website after you're done with it. You can sell the existing business to, let's say, another dropshipper or maybe a dropshipping conglomerate. However, if you want to build a business of value and a business that has a long-term brand value itself, dropshipping is not the way to do it. With dropshipping, there's a lot of promise of getting rich fast. That's why a lot of people get interested in dropshipping, is the fact that you can make a lot of money really quickly. In actuality, I would say 99% of dropshippers actually fail. Like, they spend a lot of their ad budget and they don't really know what they're doing, and you can burn through a lot of cash quickly without even being successful. That brings me to my next point, which is you actually need a larger budget than, let's say, $1,000 to actually test and scale a product. Initially, you only need like $1,000 to maybe test the product, but eventually you're going to have to need more capital than just $1,000. Another problem with drop shipping is that oftentimes, because the shipping times are so long, customers are going to get pissed off. And when they get pissed off, they're going to call their credit card and they're going to charge back the transaction, which just means they're going to cancel the transaction. When that happens, your payment processor is alerted, and if you get too many chargebacks, aka you hit a ratio of too many chargebacks to good purchases, that payment processor is going to start to hold some of your funds. And this actually happened to me, and I'm going to bring up this email right now of when I tried dropshipping. Shopify actually held 25% of my funds. And I know that 25% doesn't sound like a lot, but when your margins are around 30, 40, 50%, 25% cash flow being hamstrung or basically held until you get back into good standing, which actually often could take 6, 12 months, is going to be detrimental to your business. Lastly, dropshipping optimizes for a lot of one-time purchases. So you don't actually build a long-lasting customer relationship with that person. And oftentimes you're just trying to get that person to come to your website, buy something really quick, and then they'll never come back again. They won't tell their friends about it, especially if the product isn't that great. So really quick, I'm going to bring up on the screen right now a dropshipping website that I've found right here. And I'm going to point out what makes it a dropshipping website and how I can easily tell really quickly just from the website layout. So right here we have heavenmat.com. Basically, if you look at this, it's an acupressure mat, and what they're doing is they're selling it for half off. So that's one, that's a giveaway. You can see the bar at the top says buy one, get one 50% off when you use the promo code. Another kind of in-your-face sales tactic here. If you scroll down, he says, they have some really aggressive sales language. Click add to cart to change your life today. It's basically like the home shopping network just on a website. And this is the typical format of a dropshipping product page. You'll see the product photos here on the left, and then basically the price and quantity on the right. And then if you scroll all the way down, you can see Shopify. It's powered by Shopify. A lot of dropshipping websites are powered by Shopify because they're so easy to get started. And then there's also usually, trust badges here and a clear description of how long, the shipping will take. Please allow 10 to 14 business days for shipping and handling. That just tips off to me that it's a dropshipping website. Now I just really want to talk about creating your own brand really quickly. I know that this video is getting a little bit long, but I think it's a better use of your time than trying dropshipping for many reasons, and let's get into that. Back in 2017, I started a custom poster business called craftandoak.com. And basically what it was we would sell custom posters of maps and custom posters of the stars. So you could get exactly what the stars look like whenever you were born or on the date of your graduation. Or you could get a custom city map of your favorite city, your favorite town, etc. We found a fulfillment partner in Dallas, Texas, and we actually went to visit them and see exactly how the product was made and implement processes for the best buying experience that a customer could get whenever they received their print. On our end, we would handle sales and marketing and also, the Instagram portion and the finances, as well as trying to come up with new creatives and new designs. I recently sold my stake in this business as of a couple weeks ago, actually, and I'm really happy to see that it's still in good hands. It's still running today. If you want to check out the website, it's craftandoak.com. And the pros, I think, of starting your own brand, there are a lot of them. First of all, you can sell your brand when you're done, right? So I sold my stake, but if I wanted to sell the entire business, I could have sold the entire business, and that's going to provide more value to you in the long run than, let's say, starting a dropshipping business and not being able to sell it to anybody later. Two is that you establish long-term customer relationships. So a lot of our customers were repeat buyers, which I really liked, and I got to know some of the customers through frequent email messages back and forth. Third is you have the option to do whatever you want with it. So let's say if you wanted to pivot it and just sell to businesses only, we could do that. With dropshipping, it's a little bit hard when you don't really know who your supplier is. It's going to be hard to just all of a sudden say, okay, let's just do bulk orders to X, Y, and Z. Four, I think the learnings are a lot better. You learn how to build a brand. You learn how to, come up with a marketing strategy that's really encompasses the entire business, not just Facebook ads or Google ads or Instagram ads, but a marketing strategy that kind of touches your entire brand is really interesting. And lastly, I think it's just more authentic and it's easier to be yourself and to be a representative of your own brand. With all these companies coming out in 2020, it's harder to differentiate yourself, but if you have yourself as your own unique individual, you're able to do that. And I think that if you're the face of your own brand, you're going to have a lot easier of a time being that brand than being someone else or being something that you're not, because everyone's unique. There's like 6, 7, I think there's 8 billion people on the planet, but not one person is going to be exactly identical to another person. When it comes to building your own brand, I think it's great to have yourself as the face of the brand, and your values can kind of show through or shine through the brand that you're trying to make. So to sum up, I've lost probably $30,000 dropshipping, but I've made, quite a bit more starting my own brand. As I said, we did $1.7 million in revenue in the time that I was running Craft and Oak. And even though our net profit, which is how much we would actually pocket, was only 10, 15, 20% of that. I can't really tell you the number exactly, but it's between 10, 20%. So yeah, I made some money, not life-changing money, but with dropshipping, I had a really hard time with it, and I'm not saying that you can't be successful dropshipping. I'm just gonna say it's much harder, and it's also harder to do it right. I would say most people get into it for the wrong reasons, and then they're generally not successful with it. If you guys have any questions about dropshipping or starting your own business, please leave me a comment below. I'm gonna do my best to answer all comments that are posted. Within 30 minutes of my scheduled posting video, I'm gonna be online to answer comments, so you can always come to expect that. I hope that you learned something from this video. I know that it might have been a little bit long, and I really apologize for that. I just had a lot of thoughts to share. So please remember to subscribe, and look forward to seeing you guys in the next video, which will probably be Tuesday.